Gratitude transformation. I lost my life so I could learn to live. So this is the devotional, and today is a good day to start. In the Dominican Republic, today is the Three Wise Kings Day. It's actually the day we celebrate like Christmas. I mean, not Christmas like Jesus came, but like Christmas, I'm gonna get my gifts today, right? So, pretty special day, January 6th. In my family, my dad owned a place called La Trujillista, and believe it or not, it was um, named after a dictator. Right? You lived to serve this dictator Trujillo. So eventually, and I don't know which one came first, but I know that he named it La Quincallería El Pollito, which means the small chicken. Um, I'm thinking about my sister Maggie. She had a yellow rundown car when um, she opened her first agency in the Dominican Republic, modeling agency. That was her dream. And our uncle Fellito, he backed her up and helped her. And as she was on her own, had her own place and had this agency, she had this yellow older car, and she called it El Pollito. So I just thought about that. So the first chapter is, it talks about transforming blame into gratitude. And this is a scripture to meditate on. He sent his word. This is in Psalms 107:20, and it says, He sent his word and healed them and rescued them from their destruction. Psalm 107:20, the Amplified Version. God sent his word and healed them and rescued them from their destruction. So when I look at the psalm, the first thing that I think about is my words. My words are extremely powerful. Your words are extremely powerful. Gratitude transformation does not take place just because we think it should. We transform gratitude into something beautiful by going through a process, and eventually, it's kind of like almost like the process of grieving. We have to go through a process, right, to get to a healthy place in grieving. And my sister Maggie went to be with the Lord in August, and I'm still in that process. But the end step of it is acceptance. And some days I'm there, and some days I'm there, and today is a good day because today I'm there. I am fully present that it's really good to be in heaven, and that's where I want to be. And I'm fully present with that acceptance that she's in the best place that she could ever be. But gratitude comes in that I'm angry about the situation. I'm upset. How dare you, blaming this person, that person? You don't understand. How could you? How could you even say that, or treat me that way, or do me this way? Whatever the situation may be, eventually, when we get to that place and we say, okay, I am happy that I got cursed out. At least we brought it out to the table. I am happy this person is angry with me, or I'm happy that I'm moving towards healing and restoration. It's so much easier, it's in our nature, so much easier to blame. It's just, that saying, blame is lame. I just hope and trust that we come from a different place so that we can transform our situations into gratitude, and we can really say, you know what, It is good that this happened. I did not understand what it was like to take a family member through cancer. Around December, the end of December is when we found out, the third week of December is when we found out in December 2019 is when we found out that our sister has stage 4 cancer. And as we as a family walked through that process of 9 months, I was not at one of her appointments. One of her appointments, I wasn't there, but every other appointment, I was there. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful that the Lord allowed me to do my line of work. He prepared me all this time, all these years, to be able to put me there and be fully present, because I can't even imagine what life would have been if I wasn't there and present with her. I needed that in my life, and the Lord knew that I needed that, because I see myself, one of the things that I see myself doing is I am a people pleaser. And because I am a people pleaser, and then also words of encouragement, words of affirmation are my love language. And when I hear somebody say words that are unkind, then I question everything and I feel totally unloved. And I feel as if what they're saying is the reality of things and it's the truth. And there's a saying, the truth is sexy, and that's their truth. It doesn't have to be necessarily my truth. And when I know, say for example, I had someone in my family that said, or even myself, that said, you didn't love your sister Maggie, or you were not there for her, or you didn't support her, or you were not a good sister, or you were unkind to her, or whatever the thought may be that I may have, or that someone wants to label me, I can go back and say, no, Glennis, that's not true. What you're saying is not the reality of things, and that is not true. And because I can go back and say I was fully present, I was there, then I have a good argument to come back to my thoughts, because thoughts just, they continue to come, right? And they come and they come and they come. So when we can come back with the word, he sent his word and healed them. So I can send my word out and say, no, I was a good sister. No, I was there for my sister. No, I loved her. I supported her. I encouraged her. I helped her shift her mindset. And it says that God rescued them from their destruction. So that's the first thing. We need to be able to come back with truth. So say, for example, I was talking a few days ago with someone very close to me about healing and restoration and forgiveness. And if you read my book, one of the things that I talk about, this is the devotional, and the book, all the resources go to a nonprofit. They go to Gratitude Transformation Ministries, and that ministry gives that money away. So it's not, I'm not promoting a book other than it goes to a good cause, and if you want to support it. But if you read that book, one of the things you find out about myself is that growing up, for about 10 years of my life, there was abuse. And I was sharing with this family member, someone very close to me, that I chose to forgive my perpetrators. And I never had the conversation with them. I never chose into, you did this or you did that. No, it happened. It took years for me to go through that process, and I went through it alone. And then, there was there was addiction, and there was a lot of bad choices, and there was eventually counseling and celebrate recovery and support groups and healing and sponsors and coaches. And eventually I was able to move on, and I had all these people in my life, and I continue to have these people in my life as if it never happened. On the contrary, I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful for each and every one of them, because they were my teacher. I would not be the woman that shows up for myself or for my children or for my clients or for others unless I had them in my life. So we get to choose. We get to choose what we say about our situation. We can turn blame into something really awful. We can blame for the rest of our lives, and we can take it to our graves. Or we can allow blame, transforming blame, we can transform it into gratitude. So, gratitude activity in this first chapter, the activity which I think about who actually does these activities, and hopefully they're wonderful exercises that you can do and you choose to do. But think about the situations in your life that have been the most difficult for you to handle. It's just a simple exercise to help let go of it all, transforming blame into gratitude. I want you to do this exercise so you too can release the bad and see the good that can come from it. So, for example, you can take, you can say, it goes over 3 major life changes, right? You write these 3, and it could just be one. I'm gonna give you one example. And one example could be that, I was a single mom, or I was divorced, or I was abused, whatever the situation may be. And you take that situation and you say, well, I was able to impart all of my beliefs without judgment from anyone else as a parent, if you're a single parent. Or I was able to be fully present with my children and cry when they cry and encourage them when they needed encouragement, and be the doctor, the cook, the butcher, the all of it to my children, because I was a single mom. So you can say that from that perspective. Or you can say, well, I'm happy I got the divorce, because obviously that was not my life partner. The Lord has something even better for me, someone that's in much alignment with who I am and who He wants me to share my life with. Or it could be that you say, I married this person, I was that person, and I have grown so much leaps and bounds that I could no longer stay in that relationship, because I'm not that person. I have grown, and I have become this beautiful powerhouse today, and that's why we cannot be in alignment. I can love them. Of course, I'm going to continue to love them. I am love, like God is love, and the God in me is love, and I'm going to love, and I'm going to forgive no matter what happened, no matter the reason for the divorce. I can truly say, honestly say today, that I probably love my ex-husband. Marco, if you ever watch this, I probably love you more today. I mean, sincere from the heart love than I did when we got married, and as we went through the marriage, because I can choose that love today unconditionally towards you, no matter what has happened. I laugh with people as I talk to a lot of people about divorce, about difficult situations, I attract that. So I can help them transform into gratitude. But um, I talk to people and they say, I don't know how you can say that. I hate them or I despise them. I never want to see them again. And oh, they're so this or that. And it's like, no, you're just hurt right now. You haven't gone through healing. You haven't gone through counseling. You haven't done the work. And that's why you are where you are at. But eventually, hopefully, sooner than later, hopefully you get into the work, you get into the deep work and healing, and you're able to forgive. Um, One of the things that we're looking to do to honor our sister's memory is to be able to talk to my sister's, the ex-husband, the father of our nephew, and also um, Carlos, the husband of my sister, both husbands, and let them know that we are planning to reach out to the young man that killed our nephew because we want to be able to help and honor her memory by being able to do everything that we can to see this young man free. It's been, well, it's going to be this year, it's going to be 10 years on March 16th. It's going to be 10 years that our nephew went to be with the Lord. And we know that our sister have forgiven that young man. And this is a young man that was friends with our nephew and chose to, in a bad few seconds, chose to stab our nephew to death. He stabbed him number of times, and it was in broad daylight, and there were at least 78 witnesses, and it's even on video, believe it or not, his death. And we want to be able to help. We want to be able to help get this young man from behind bars as soon as we can. Anything that we can do as a family to be able to give him his freedom, because we have forgiven him. It was extremely difficult for our sister as we watched her live life without her only son, and what that meant for her and how difficult that was for her. But we know that she wanted to be able to talk with him and restore that relationship, and we want to be able to honor her. So that's blame. I can blame this young man for the rest of my life, and I want him to rot in jail, and all these awful things that I don't want, never wanted, by the way. We faced this young man in court, and this is all public record. And we just loved on this young man. We sang songs. I shared with him about the forgiveness of God, how I was also a murderer, and how I killed innocent unborn children, and how I was even worse than him, but that Jesus had forgiven me, and how he loved me, and how he came for the lost, for the broken, for the hurting. So I want you to know that today you and I can choose to hold on to blame, to hold on to hurt, or we can choose gratitude. Again, the scripture and the devotional is Psalm 107:20. He sent his word and healed them and rescued them from their destruction. I believe that when we don't forgive, when we continue to allow that hurt, that wrongdoing to continue to cook, to continue to simmer, to continue to do the damage it did the first day. And there are people that literally 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, 70 years later, that have not forgiven, that have not allowed that situation by the words, by the thoughts, to be able to heal, and they have not become all that God will have them be. So today I hope that you make a different choice and that you choose to turn blame into gratitude and say, thank you. I'm a better human being because I know what losing someone very close to me is. I'm grateful that I know what it is to go through chemo and the whole process of having cancer and watching someone go from this beautiful human to literally you continue to lose that person on a daily basis. To me, knowing and understanding that and being able to have compassion and empathy as I watch others go through that with their loved ones, that to me is a lesson that God wanted me to learn, and I can turn it into gratitude. I'm a better human. I'm a better human. I'm a better healer because I learned that lesson. It's up to you and I. We can ask why. Why, God, did you allow this to happen and that to happen and the other to happen? Or we can say, God, I'm grateful. I'm thankful that I went through this. You and I get to choose. It's all a choice. Gratitude is truly a choice. And I hope that as we go through this book of gratitude, of being grateful, of being awake, of being secure, of serving, sensing, welcoming, open, empathetic, secure eternally, appreciating, having awareness, revealing, sensing, all these things are in front of the devotional that I'm reading. As we allow all this, I believe and I declare that whom the Son sets free, the Son of God. Hopefully you believe like I believe in the Son of God, in Jesus. But as you allow freedom to come in and let forgiveness come in, as you and I allow that, our lives will be better. As you and I embrace gratitude, our being will be better. There's not a better time for you and I to show up for our family member, for our friends, for the world than now. People need connection. They need love. They need a sense of belonging like never before. Like never before. I am so grateful. I am so thankful that I can show up for my family like never before. 2021, we have learned the lesson of vision. I think that 2020 was the best year. Call me crazy. I think it was the best year ever because we saw the hand of God like never before. We experienced things like never before. And if you're watching this, we made it through. So whatever trial and tribulation you and I have gone through in 2020, whether we lost loved ones, whether we lost businesses, spouses, friends, children, whatever the case may be, whatever the tragedy may be that this pandemic have put you through, we've made it to the other side. And if we made it to the other side in spite of everything that went through in 2020, no, that is because God has a great plan for our lives. But we can go into 2021, continue to carry these things, to show up and be who all that God will have us be for this world. There is a world that is in need of you and I showing up like never before. And it is very difficult to show up in the right way, in the healthy way. in the highest version of ourselves when we're carrying all these things. Let blame be turned into gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, abuse, for being my teacher. Thank you, divorce, for being my teacher. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for losing the business or losing the job. I was able to open my own business. Thank you. I live in America, that I was able to collect unemployment and get all this help. You know, if you want a business, PPP loans and SBA loans and all these things that we were blessed to be part of. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for living in this time that we get to watch and see all these things. We can truly turn blame into gratitude by choice. Choose the higher and the best choice. Let's choose gratitude. Stay blessed.